So a little bit about my faith walk, journey, growth. I think it's good to remember that it's not just a one-time thing, but it's an everyday need for the gospel, for the grace and mercy from Jesus. And I needed to be reminded of that daily. But for me, some of the progression was I grew up in a Christian home, very high importance on family, faith, went to a Christian school, kind of lived in what I call this Christian bubble my whole life. And there was moments and times that I could look where God poked and prodded and maneuvered and placed very important, influential people in my life that I might not have responded at those moments and those times, but gradually God moving me closer and closer to understanding my need to be rescued and redeemed. I had this whole idea that I was just kind of on the side of the pool and I needed God to look and watch and make sure that I don't fall in. And if I fall in, that He would help me when I needed it. Instead of this understanding that I was already in the pool and I was drowning and I needed God's hand to reach down and save me. And I started to really wrestle with this about the age 13. I read the book of Revelation one night, and a lot of people might read that book and they think crazy things about the end times. That book didn't do it for me. I don't even remember a lot of it, but the one thing I remember it doing was it created a fear of God in me. I finally saw God for who He was and how big He was. And it was that moment in that time that I truly believe God turned my heart towards Him. And I began to get off my throne and wanted to put Him on the throne in my life. Matthew chapter 16, verses 24 through 27, it talks about whoever wants to save their life will give it up. And one of the questions in there is what does a man profit if he gains the whole world? And so from the age 13 to about age 20, 21, I really got challenged with that verse. There was a lot of things that I was trying to squeeze into my life of gaining the world. And I needed to see that it was actually Philippians 1:21. It would be better for me to die and be with Christ because I would gain than anything else in this world. And it was that moment that the scales were removed from my eyes. My heart was really softened, and it wasn't just a matter of slowly getting off my throne, but an absolute understanding that I could be the worst possible person on the throne in my life. And placing God there, and I wanted God. I wanted Him to be bigger in my mind. I remember someone telling me you can never exaggerate who God is, and that just fascinated me. That every single time I open His Word, that every single time that I go to Him in prayer, there is nothing in my little finite human mind that can begin to understand or grasp the heights and the depths of who God is and His love for us. So I'm thankful for God's redeeming grace, and it's my hope and prayer every time that I share that, that your hearts would be pointed to Him, and our hearts would yearn for His saving grace. And I'm thankful for that, and it's not by what we do, but what He's already done.